Lesson 17. Lesson 16 was a review lesson and I am omitting it. Vayechulu, and they were finished. Vayechulu. Compare Vayebarech, Vayebarech, and Yikavu. The dagesh forte here is omitted. U at the end indicates plural. The U in verbal forms always marks the passive. Vayechulu, Vayechulu. So it always marks the passive. Under the first radical, it indicates the pungal, the intensive passive stem. The root here is kala, kala, meaning in the pingel, finish, and in pungal, be finished. V'chol tzeba'am, v'chol tzeba'am, and all host there, and all their host, all their army. V here, v'chol, it's O here, because this is a closed syllable, and it's not accented. V'chol. So v'chol tzeba'am. Tzaba, host or army. Tzeba'am, host there. Tzeba'am. The A under tz becoming the shva when it no longer stands in front of the tone. So here it stands in front of the tone is here. Tzaba, tzeba'am. Here, m on the end, am, is the pronominal suffix of the third person masculine plural. We've seen that before. There. Vayechal, vayechal, and he finished. Vayechal. Compare this with Vayechulu, Vayebarech. Shortened from Vayechale, the pingel of Kala. Vayechal. Two dagesh fortes are omitted. The one from ye is omitted, and this one here is omitted as well. You can see because it's final, so it's just, you can't have it there. Bayom hashebingi, in the day the seventh, in the day the seventh. Bayom hashebingi. The accent over shebingi marks the end of a secondary section in the text. It's called zakif katon, or little zakif. Melachto, work his. Melachto. Compare this with zarango and reshit. Absolute singular. Melacha, melacha. The aleph here has lost its consonantal force. The a of lamed in the absolute form becomes patach here, because the open syllable has become closed. Melach to. the absolute a, but the form with the suffix has t. Melachto. Vayishbot. And he rested. Vayishbot. Compare this with Vayikra, Vayibra. So this is the regular form of the kal imperfect. The a in Yikra and in Yibra is there because of the presence of the weak aleph. The o in this word is o vayishbot. The root is plainly Shabbat, he rested. Shabbat. Vayikadesh, and he sanctified. Vayikadesh. Compare this with Vayibarer, Vayihal. The dagesh forte here is omitted, just as we saw in Vayehi, Vayibarer, Vayechulu, Vayichal. The root is Kadash, Kadash, meaning as a verbal form, he was holy. The first radical has the patach, ka. The second radical, dagesh forte, and these indicate to us a pingel form. Vayikadesh. Compare each vowel sound in Yikadesh and Yibarech, and note that this one has a long a because the resh does not take the dagesh forte, and so we compensate by making it heavy by increasing the length of the vowel, whereas here it's heavy because of a double D. Yikadesh. And here also the accent is here on the penult, and here it's on the ultimate. Yikadesh, Yibarech, and so the vowel is different. The root means be holy, and pingel, here intensive or causative, means make holy or to sanctify. Shabbat, he rested. Shabbat. Compare this with bara, kara, ngasa. Kal, perfect third person masculine singular of the strong verb Shabbat. Langasot, langasot, to make, i.e. specifically in making, like yangale. The preposition le, to, with the patah, and this is because we have the following short vowel here. Ngasot is a kal infinitive construct of ngasa, ngasot. The t at the end is a feminine ending. Langasot. In this here, take note of what's happening to the vowel lengths. Yibarech, yibarech, the accent here, notice the accent moves. Yibarech, yibarech, the accent here moves and the vowel length changes. Milacha, milacha, but notice the change in vowel length here. Melachto, melachto. Kol, kol. Kol, kol. It, it. It, it. zerang, zerang, zarango, zarango. Maor, maor, meorot, meorot. Gadol, gadol, gedolim, gedolim. Adam, adam, adama, adama. Tzaba, tzaba, tzebaam, tzebaam. Kanaf, kanaf, kenafayim, kenafayim. And these here, yishbot, yikavu, yikaddish, yechullu, yabdel. In all of the above, changes from a to a, to a, to e, o to o, of a tone long vowel to its corresponding short is of frequent occurrence, called the shortening. And the a to the schwa is called volatilization. The kal, imperfect, has no special characteristic, unless one of the radicals is a weak letter. It generally has o for the vowel of its second radical. Nifngal has dagesh forte in and a under the first radical, while the other passive stem, pungal, has u under the first radical and dagesh forte in the second. Pingel has, as well as dagesh forte in the second radical, patach under the first radical, and the hifngil has patach under the preformative.